Hello friends, this video on tenses part 5 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Now, the most important part is how do we recognize a tense? For example, if we are given a sentence, how do we determine which tense is that? Because most of the students make mistakes in recognizing the tense or in finding out the type of tense. So for that, I would like to share some tips with you. Now, it's very simple to find out whether a particular sentence is in present, past or future. So that's quite easy to find out because wherever you see shall or will, so you easily identify that it's future. Wherever you see was, were, had, you can easily identify that it's past. And wherever you have the base form of the verb like eats, eat, so you kind of identify that it's the present tense. So that part is kind of easy for you, so you can do that. But what is more difficult is to find out which form of this tense is that, whether it is present perfect or it is present perfect continuous, or whether it is simple past or it is past continuous. So that is a more tedious task. So therefore here we will talk about some very easy and simple tips. For example, wherever you see has, have or had present, you see any of these, that means it is the perfect form. So if it is has, have, that means it would be present perfect, and if it is had, then it is past perfect. So wherever you see has, have or had, it's the perfect form. So that is your tip number 1. Your tip number 2 would be wherever you see is or are followed by the ing verb, that is the like eating, sleeping, talking, drinking, watching. So that ing form verb along with is or are. So this is verb with ing. So wherever you see this, that is the continuous form. Now if you have is doing, that's present continuous. If you have was doing, so that's past continuous. If it is will be doing, that's future continuous. Because anyways, you know that wherever you have is, are, that's present. Wherever you have was, were or had, that's past. Wherever you have will or shall, that's future. That you already know. But whenever followed by that, you have the ing verb, that's continuous form of the tense. So looking at that, you can decide whether it is present continuous, past continuous or future continuous. Now tip number 3 would be wherever you have has, have, had followed by the ing verb. So you have this, that is the perfect thing plus the ing verb. So that is a combo of these two. So when you have the combo of these two, this is definitely the perfect continuous form. For example, when you have has been doing, so, and in between you will have been, but wherever you see this combination where you have has, have, had plus you also have the ing verb, so that means it is the perfect continuous form. So if you have had been working, that would be past perfect continuous. If you have will have been working, so that would be future perfect continuous, because will means future and then have been working, so perfect continuous. So that is future perfect continuous. So if you remember these 3 tips, you can very easily identify whether it is perfect or continuous or perfect continuous. And finding out present, past or future is anyways easy. Now let us try out some of the examples considering these tips. So our first example is I had finished the work. So just focus on the verb. So what do you have? The verb part here is had finished, right? So had is used here. So you do not have the ing verb. So that means it is not continuous. It is also not perfect continuous. So both those options are gone because you do not have the ing verb. What do you have? You only have had. So presence of had shows that it is past tense, that you are sure. Now using these 3 tips, it falls under the category of the first one. So this is past perfect. Let's look at one more example. I shall answer to her letter tonight. So right now I'm not doing anything, but yes, in the future I shall answer to her letter. So tonight, so right now I will not answer, but tonight I shall answer to her letter. So this is definitely future tense. You have shall here. So presence of shall tells you that it's future. Now which form of future tense? So I shall answer. Shall answer. This is the verb. So this is simple future because you do not have the ing verb. So this is not continuous. This is not perfect continuous. You also do not have has, have or had. So this is not perfect. So what are you left with? You are left with simple future. So this is simple future tense. Let's take one more example. God bless you. Here, where is the verb? This is the verb, bless. So which type of verb is this? This is the base form of the verb. So you just have the base form of the verb. So this is simple present. Let's move on. She is waiting for you in the market. So in this case, where is the verb? You have is waiting. So do you have the ing verb here? Yes, wait plus ing, waiting. So this has to be either continuous or perfect continuous. Now looking at is, you can say that it is present tense. But present which form? Either present continuous or present perfect continuous. But for present perfect continuous, it should also have has or have, which is not here. That means this is present continuous. So if you just remember those 3 tips, then even without analyzing much on the meaning of the sentence, you can very easily recognize which tense is this. So this is present continuous. Let's move on to the next one. We have seen a comedy movie. So here, what do you have? We have seen. This is the verb part. So has, have, had is present. So that means this is the perfect form. Now since you have has or have, so this is present. So this is present perfect. The next example. God helps those who help themselves. Here again, if you look at this, God helps those. So helps again is present because it is the base form of the verb, right? Since it is used with a third person singular number, so it is helps, right? So God helps those. It should not be God help those because God is third person singular number. But here you see it is help because who help themselves. So this who represent plural. So it is third person plural. So therefore you have help. But with third person singular number, you will always have helps. So this is obviously present and that too simple present. Now it's extremely easy to identify the type of tense. First of all, see whether you have the ing verb or not. If you have it, then it has to be either continuous or perfect continuous. If you do not have the ing verb, so those 2 options are ruled out. If you have has, have, had, then it is perfect. If you don't have that, then it has to be simple. Right? So because finding out which form of the verb is always difficult. So if you remember these tips, you can easily find out which form of the verb is this. And present, past, future, you know, present means you will have is, are, am. If it is past, you will have was, were, had. If it is future, you will have shall, will. That's it. So I think this lesson on tenses would have helped you to get a clear understanding of the basic concept on tenses. Try to practice more and more exercises, more and more problems. Now I do not want to give you any shortcut, so I have explained you in detail about all the 12 types of tenses, and also I have given you some tips which will help you to easily recognize the tense of a given sentence. So try this out and let me know if this video helped you in the comment section. So see you all in the next lesson.
Thank you. Please visit examfear.com for free quality education. You can learn with a simple 4-step learning process wherein you can watch video lessons, you can ask your questions, you can refer notes, and you can take a free online test. We have content for class 6 to 12 on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology along with practical videos. So please subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Thank you.